Welcome everybody, I have something a little special for you today. This is something I've been wanting to do for quite a while. A project I had in mind. Without further ado, let me just set a little backspace on this so that way I got something solid to draw on. I always like to have something like this to draw on. Okay, let's begin. It's been a good minute since I've drawn something. So what I did to save time on my videos was I went ahead and had to compress some of my videos to a certain time limit. I have a bit of a computing setup right now, looking to upgrade that obviously, but I penciled in this character since the pencil's kind of hard to see anyways. I've always had so much fun doing this type of stuff. I look forward to making many more of these too. You know, I think today I'm going to try some maybe I'll try some different line techniques or something like that. Let's go ahead and reveal a little more of him, shall we? Now this specimen I thought of a millennium ago. Then I remembered it one day, it just came back to me. And I always did want to draw it, but I had other artistic obligations going on beforehand. So, that's what we got so far. Let's continue. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this part. Just might start to clue some of you folks in on what I got going on here. But let's just keep proceeding. I find this always very therapeutic, you know. It's some people don't have as much fun with drawing, and some do. I think it's mostly about just whether you have fun or not. In the years I spent drawing, I realized it's more about just having fun with it than anything else. And you know what? I don't care if anybody's like, this video needs to be taken down. I'm just glad the idea's been thrown out there, you know? The hybrid laboratory is designated towards combining multiple characters into one. And also, too, I'm very interested in what the rest of the world has to say about ideas, so I'll be taking requests. That'll be fun to see. Because I've always been curious about what everybody thinks about artistically, because not a lot of people get to talk about it. Not in the day-to-day. Unless someone's bragging or something like that, but typically ideas aren't always shared so easily. Like the person that has the idea in mind doesn't communicate it completely. So what I work on is trying to communicate this as best as possible for you. I'm sure this character's starting to become a little more pronounced, maybe even a little clearer, but we'll see. I'm saving the super chiseled details for last. I wonder if I'm gonna, no, I'll just follow through with this line. That works for me. And you know, my friends, I would like you to draw along as well if you got the free time and the free paper. That would be pretty cool. Also, too, I forgot to mention, I was going to start a gallery up. You could look and see other people's work on there. You know, just make videos about stuff like that, too. Yeah, let's try this. Well, let's take a look at what we got so far. Don't want you looking too long, that way you don't figure it out right away. But it's coming. I'm almost done with it. Good way through, I would say. The little details could take a long time if I chose to. But since I'll be digitally coloring this, I'll rely on detail over there a little more so if I choose to. But with this character, just kind of like I guess I'd more like a certain lighting applied to it. Okay, let's finish off these large rough edges. This is a good surface I found to draw on. Don't always throw away the back of your drawing pads, folks. That's a good tip. Some of those drawing pad backs are really good for a good amount of pen absorption, but if you draw on it excessively, you'll actually permanently indent those, so you can only really use it for a good while. Because lines, like if you make a certain stroke, the line will get bumped because of the underside of here. So this side's pretty blank, so I have kind of free reign on this right now, but it definitely helps with pen quality. I remember my favorite type of pen. They stopped making it years ago, so it's just kind of like whatever. Those were good times, though. Those are some of my favorite drawings, but it flows ever so easy from the pen. Pretty much the way you want it to, also. That's even nicer. Like right here, this is where the magic takes place. This is how I like to really feel out a pen. Boom. Ooh, I really like that spot right along there. That turned out really nice. Hoo-ha! Yeah! Well, that was pleasant. Alright, let's see. Looking at the way this kind of is formulating in, it looks like there's going to be more of a minimal effect of the lesser pen, is what I like to call it. You know, the more narrow lines. Those types of matters. Well, alright. Cool. Looks like I covered most of the main angles, it seems. I'm going to do another solid overcoat, not right here, but on the rest of this stuff. But let's switch over to the lesser pen right now. Not bad so far, huh? Okay. Let's get started on fleshing out the character. These lines I had a blast drawing right here, but the pen doesn't translate as well because there's that little bleed. This line was extremely, very, very thin, and it added such a unusual detail to the whole piece. Let's smooth that out. Alright, let's start with the hairline. Everybody has their own strategy towards drawing things. I like to rotate the paper because it cuts down on kinetic friction on the artist. The artist doesn't have so much of a burden of dancing around with their wrist, wasting all that precious energy trying to articulate a fine line when you can just simply rotate a piece of paper, you know? Alright, let's see. There we go. Coming along swimmingly, I must say. I haven't sat down and just straight up drawn a good character in a hot minute. Feels like forever for me. I typically try to draw every day, at least get a little something recorded or kind of started or something. That's how I've been able to come back to this project and save you the whole not being able to see the pencil test. I apologize for my lighting, but as my status increases, so too will my equipment and other potential things, so you can see me do the whole thing from base scratch, if you like. Or if you want to just get right down to the inking. It's up to you guys. Okay, let's see. Maybe I should have done that upper area last to kind of hint it a little better, but that's okay. I just really wanted to do that area because I had a lot of pencil lines that I found very intriguing. I want to try them out and kind of see how they would work for me, you know. Alright, cowpokes. Rolling right along. Let's go ahead and focus more down here in a second. I'm just gonna top off this up. Alright. Just had to hit pause for a second. Okay. I'm gonna play it like this. Okay. So far so good. I think it'll be coming together for some of you folks if you haven't already figured out who this is. You could probably guess the name out. Go ahead and scream at your television now. Everybody's yelled at the TV before. That's what happens if you're a sports fan, that's for sure. Okay. Let's go ahead and go like this. Decide to play this one different. Alright, you know what? Let's finish right over here. And let's target out this lower portion. This is the rope belt, which takes forever to draw. Don't ever draw rope belts, kids, unless you got a lot of time on your hands. Or like highly detailed spider web. I'm more of an artist that produces in mass bulk, so a cartoonist like that kind of has to cut a few corners. Working solo kind of makes you do that at times. Alright. happened right here. I can clean this up in Photoshop, that little portion. I got a little bit of extra bleed on the pen. Unfortunate as that may be, it'll never stop the true progress of the artist. The intention that you're going to make a perfect line every time is foolhardy, but it's really nice when you get it, or even sometimes you exceed your own expectations. Alright. Yeah, see, I usually rotate the paper right there for that type of stroke. Let's mirror that for a second from a different angle. So this portion right here, it's very unusual. Quite a difference angling paper makes when performing the same type of stroke line. We're almost there, folks. Getting close. Character's details are coming forward and has been sprung to life in this world. Okay, just about there. Soon we'll go on to the next phase of coloring. That's the phase I think I'm most excited for because I get to kind of test out a few things. I wasn't really 100% on the color style of this character yet, but I had a good idea of what I was going to go with. I just wanted to run some tests. So, this guy has no worries. He also has no more enemies because he destroyed them all. Oh, two last lines. Almost finished, but not finished. Gonna make that meet right there. Not bad, huh? All I'm gonna do is